I have Marti Gould Cummings here. What are your pronouns in and out of drag?
They, them.
How did you get your drag name?
I got my drag name because my mom and dad gave it to me on my birth certificate, and I figured RuPaul uses RuPaul, and they're famous, so I'm gonna use my real name.
What is your current age and how long have you been doing drag?
I'm gonna be 36 in a couple of weeks.
And how long have you been doing drag?
15 years. I've been doing drag for 15 years.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Kennedyville, Maryland, on a little farm, but I went to school in Delaware my whole life, and I've lived in New York since 2005, so for 18 years.
What's your astrological sign?
Cancer, Leo, cusp.
Who has inspired you most in your drag career?
Dina Martina, Coco Peru, Sherry Vine, Peppermint, Shaquita.
What's your favorite city or borough to perform in?
Brooklyn.
What's your current obsession?
My current obsession is Miriam Margolyes's audiobook and her show Traveling to Australia, which is on Netflix.
What does Pride Month mean to you?
Unapologetic, radical queer joy.
You are one of the co-chairs for Drag Out the Vote.
Yes.
How did you get connected with them?
I got connected with Drag Out the Vote when I was performing in Minneapolis with Flip Phone Events, which does events here in the city as well at Macy's. Chad, who runs that, introduced me to Jackie Huba, and Jackie and I met, and I started getting involved with them. The first event I did with them was a huge event. Me, Britta, Monet, Fifi O'Hara, Trinity, The Tuck, Cynthia Lee Fontaine. It was a whole bunch of drag artists, and we raised a lot of money, and then I became their national co-chair.
Can you tell everybody how they can go vote? How they can register to vote?
How do you register to vote? You can just go to just Google register to vote. If you live in New York, you can go to the New York Board of Elections website. A lot of states now you can register day of voting, so find out. But just vote.org, I think, right?
Yeah, .gov.
.gov.
Vote.gov, right?
Yeah. It's
You'll just
very
Google
accessible.
it. Yeah.
You know what? Go to Drag Out the Vote's social media, and they have all the info on how to register to vote in your state. Drag Out the Vote.
You're no stranger to being a voice for the queer community in New York City, from Glam Award Entertainer of the Year to City Council candidate.
Hey.
What advice do you have for people who feel like they don't have a voice?
Everybody has a voice, and it can be so scary to use it, but you have a voice. And if you feel like you're unable to use it for whatever reason, there is a whole community who will be your voice until you're ready to be your voice. Just tap into it.
Who are some of the other entertainers coming up in the scene at the same time as you?
Okay, so when I started doing drag, my drag class, who I came up with, was Bob the Drag Queen, Brenda Darling, Bootsy LaFerris, Pixie Aventura, Tina Burner, Paige Turner, Dallas Dubois, and then like right after us was Jasmine Rice and Monet, Cracker. Yeah, and there's so many amazing drag artists in New York, but those are the ones who I
kind of grew up with.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Who's the first drag entertainer you met?
The first drag entertainer I ever met was Sherry Vine.
What part of New York do you live in?
I live in the west side of Manhattan.
What's your favorite part about your hometown?
Favorite, like where I grew up?
Mm-hmm.
Fresh air.
And least favorite?
Conservative.
Well, you recently performed at Joe's Pub, which I know was a goal of yours, right?
Yes, sold out.
The show was titled Drugs, Drag, and Divorce. For the people who missed it, can you tell us a little bit about what that night was like and what it meant to you?
It was about drugs. It was about drag.
Drugs, drag, and divorce.
And divorce.
Yeah.
I've been sober for 12 years, and when I was getting sober, drag saved my life. I got divorced last year, and when I was going through the trauma of what happened and the pain from my divorce, drag saved me. And in a lot of ways, getting sober and getting divorced were similar feelings mentally and emotionally and spiritually. Yeah. And so I did a show about it at Joe's Pub, and I was so excited to tell this story in a positive way.
And in your way.
And in my way, yeah.
What advice do you have for people who might be going through a major breakup or a divorce?
The feeling of complete and utter heartache is only for now. You will always have some feeling of mourning from the relationship, but the feeling is only for now. I'm so grateful to have a beautiful boyfriend who I've been with for 7 months now. I was not looking to date. I had just gotten divorced, and it happened, and I'm so grateful. But be open to possibility, be open to change, walk through the fear of it, and it's only that extreme heartache is only for now, and trust in others will come back.
You've had the opportunity to travel the world doing drag. What are some of your favorite places?
Ooh, I love performing in Amsterdam and London.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I love performing
Queer Mecca.
Oh my God, my favorite cities to perform in, Amsterdam and London. But places that I've traveled because of drag that I enjoyed. It was really cool to go to Egypt. I thought I would go to Egypt. That was really awesome. Greece is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. I love Mallorca. I think it's beautiful. Yeah, I've been very fortunate.
Do you ever get bummed, like when you're leaving, you're like, oh, I have to go back? Or are you kind of excited to come home?
No, I get excited to come home. I get a little homesick.
What is your favorite outdoorsy activity?
I love hiking, and I just hiked in the Rocky Mountains last week.
I know you also perform in Provincetown often. Are you heading back this year?
I'll be in Provincetown at the Crown and Anchor July 1st through 5th.
So soon?
Yeah, next week? No, next
week
month.
after, week and a half.
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
We're almost there, yeah. Do you have a favorite drag story hour book?
My favorite drag story hour book is Auntie Uncle, which is a book about a kid and their uncle who does drag, and I was asked to do the foreword for it, and so I wrote the introduction for the book, and I love that book. And I also love Not Quite a Norwal, which is a really
I
cute,
have that one.
it's such a cute story about this narwhal who is actually a unicorn, and then it's very sweet, and I love that book.
What's your favorite cereal?
Well, my favorite cereal, I like oh my God, I eat cereal a lot. I like Special K with honey and almond milk and frozen blueberries and bananas.
I specifically asked that question. I remember you've seen your tweets multiple times. You're just like, I love cereal.
I love
like
cereal
I could have it literally
much.
for every
I
meal.
can have
It's
cereal
my
for every
favorite.
meal. Yeah, and I like the frozen fruit. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
What is your favorite lip sync that you do?
My favorite lip sync that I do is I don't do it so much now because I used to do it all the time, and I kind of like beat it like a dead horse. I love my Stephanie J. Block Tony Awards acceptance speech mix.
We're gonna get back to that in a little bit. What about favorite live vocal?
My favorite
do you like
live
to sing
vocal,
live as well?
My favorite live vocal I've ever done, I did it in a bunch of my concerts. I didn't do it in the Joe's Pub one, but is singing Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne.
Fun. What never fails to make you smile?
The number that makes you smile the most?
What never fails to make you smile?
Like when I'm performing?
Just in general, like what cheers you up after like a bad
sorry,
day or
I got
anything?
confused.
Oh no, you're okay.
What never fails to make my dog cuddling with me.
What's his name? Georgie, right? Yeah.
Little George always makes me smile.
Who are some up and coming entertainers that people should watch out for?
You should watch out for Janae Sequoia, Nani Tsunami, Bianca Starr, Peaches, Salmonella, Blake Deadly, and Sierra Mist. Those are all my drag children. So my drag kids.
Right. They're all very talented though.
Yeah,
So
they're all
correct
very
answer.
There's a lot of amazing drag in New York.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about New York drag?
My favorite part of New York drag is that no one queen or king is the same, and there's something for everybody.
What is one thing that you think that the nightlife scene as a whole, can improve on?
Paying their artists better.
That's true. We already talked about that. Your first RuPaul's Drag Race audition has gotten tons of attention.
Viral.
If you could say one thing to that version of Marti, what would it be?
To 20-year-old me, I'm 35 now. I made that tape when I was 20 or 21. I would say, you know what? You're going to be embarrassed by this tape later, but all of that messiness has led to where you are today. So,
speaking of that, what's your proudest moment that you've accomplished since then? Yeah.
My proudest moment in drag is when I was able to bring the first ever Pride to my hometown.
That was 2020. Was that
2018?
2018, right?
18? Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Something like that.
Who are some of your favorite Broadway stars?
Stephanie J. Block is my favorite. I love her. I love Adrienne Warren. Her version of Before the Parade Passes By. She does a beautiful version. I love her. I love Michaela Diamond, Alex Newell, and Jay Harris Agee, of course, who I'm so proud of. But my ultimate is Stephanie J. Block.
I had the honor of being judged by you in Ultimate Drag Pageant 2019, I think, right before COVID.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part about doing that, judging it for multiple years?
I loved doing that competition, and I know some of the girls are still not happy with it, but at the end of the day, it's a competition. There's always going to be somebody who wins, and I always tell people, whether I'm hosting a competition like that or a weekly competition like the one I'm doing now, Full Throttle, at the end of the day, it's great to win, right? We all want to take home the crown. We all want to be the one who can say, I won. But at the end of the day, you have an opportunity to be on stage for 5 minutes doing what you love in front of an audience.
Yeah.
That's the real prize.
Yeah.
Because then people are going to see you. And it doesn't matter if I give you a critique. It doesn't matter. Critique me. My wig needs to be glued down better. My lace is dirty. I'm not wearing pads today. I did a shitty nail job. Critique me. We all have things that can be critiqued. None of it is malicious. None of it is out of malice. It's all to help better one another to grow. And I love that competition because I really took to heart trying to, and there was sometimes I did good at this and sometimes I didn't do well at this, but I always tried to lead from a place of kindness with it. That none of it was to be critical, it was to be constructive.
Right. One drag performer you want to work with who you haven't yet?
A drag performer I haven't, Sasha Colby.
Great answer. If you lived anywhere other than New York City, where would it be?
Amsterdam or London.
Favorite musical?
Oh, my favorite musical is The Color Purple.
You saw the trailer?
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I was like a mess. Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
Oscar. It's my favorite musical.
What is the key to a long-lasting career?
Professionalism and kindness.
You've become one of the most notable drag chefs, starring in Worst Cooks as well as Drag Me to Dinner. Have any dishes from those shows worked their way into your
I'm a terrible cook, but I make really good mashed potatoes now and really good mac and cheese.
That's what you took with you?
That's the only thing I can cook.
Some of your favorite wig designers?
Oh, Madeline Hatter, I love. She's been a good friend of mine forever. And Keisha Forgot.
What about clothing designers?
My friend Tyler does a lot of my stuff. I love Tyler. I would say him just because he's who I've worked with the most.
Where do you see Marti in 5 years?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. No, in 5 years, I hope to, in 5 years, I hope to be married again, hopefully to someone who it will be with forever. I hope to have run for office again, and I hope to have made more meaningful television.
What are some of your favorite queer brands?
Oh, my friend Jeff actually gave me this purse.
That is very cute. I keep looking at it.
I love his bags. I love what is it? Oh, it's just his name. So Jeff Wan. I love him. He's amazing. I love this. I would say that's my favorite right now because I use it a lot.
What do you do when you feel nervous?
I have stage fright and I get nervous before every performance. I have horrible stage fright, so I take a moment to center myself and drink a little seltzer and just remind myself that this is what I love to do.
Do you have any celebrity crushes currently?
Oh, who is that one that's so hot that everybody posts from the Met Gala? I can't remember his name, but he's beautiful. I can't remember his name.
It's not Pedro Pascal, is it?
No, I do love him, but no, he's like beautiful. Oh my God, I can see him and I can't think of what his name is. I also really love Ali Alexander, the lead singer of Years and Years.
Who was your very first celebrity crush?
My very first celebrity crush was probably... Oh, I really had a crush on Usher when I was a kid.
Yeah, that song.
Yeah.
That era.
Yeah, Usher and Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah.
When did you come out?
When I was 14.
How do you fit under the queer umbrella?
I'm a non-binary drag queen.
Has that kind of fluctuated? When did you kind of realize?
When I came out when I was 14, there wasn't the language.
Right, exactly.
So I came out as gay, and then as I grew older and the missing puzzle pieces came into play, I was like, oh, I'm not a man or a woman.
Would you rather be able to snap your fingers and get into drag simultaneously, or snap your fingers and get out of drags?
Get out of it.
Just be done.
I'm done.
Best advice you've ever gotten from a loved one?
Everything is only for now, the good and the bad. So enjoy the good while it's here and know that the bad will pass.
Are you working on any future projects you can share?
There is a big thing in the works.
Exciting. When can we expect for an announcement?
When tickets go on sale.
Okay, very exciting.
Stay tuned.
I have 3 more questions for you. where can we see you the rest of the month? Well, this is going to be the last one. So where can we see you regularly after Pride?
Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm at the Spot, and Wednesdays I'm at Rise, and then I do brunches at Peachy Keen's and Verse.
Where can everybody follow you?
At Marti G. Cummings on all social media platforms.
This is the final interview for 69 Questions. I'd love for you to wrap it up with your best Cher impression. Speaking of Stephanie J. Vlog, that's where we're coming back to that.
My favorite Cher video. Everybody YouTube this. It's Cher on a motorcycle in like Florida, and this paparazzi's following her, and she gets off the motorcycle and starts yelling at this photographer, and it's so good because it's just like Cher with like no makeup on, and she's looking at her, she goes oh my God, it's such a bad impersonation. She's like, who the hell do you think you are? I'm not on a red carpet. This isn't Hollywood. This is where I live. I get 1 hour a day to just do what I love. You know what? You're garbage. You're worse than garbage. And that's what she does, and it's amazing.
Check out the video and make sure.
It's so good. Just YouTube Cher yelling at paparazzi. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Thanks so much. You have wrapped up 69 questions. We're done. I'm very glad, very grateful.
It's so good.
Thanks so much for talking, and congratulations on everything, and see you soon.
God bless you.
Happy Pride. Bye, Marty.